we want to make. And as I said, I can go on and on and on.
Meghalaya still doesn't have a single medical college. It's a Congress with more vigor, more might, more fire in the belly. So Trinamool should be judged not by others' words, by its own actions.
Hello and welcome to IndiaTodayNE. We are in Meghalaya, which is going to polls on February 27. And today we have a very special guest. Special also because he rarely gives interviews. And this is perhaps the first ever interview to a national media, if I am not wrong. And in fact, I am also meeting him for the first time. We have with us Abhishek Banerjee, the General Secretary of Trinamool Congress. And he is in Meghalaya to lead the party's campaign for the February 27 poll. Welcome, Mr. Banerjee, to India.
Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you for having me over.
So how do you assess the performance of TMC in the upcoming poll?
As of now, Trinamool has made an attempt, rather an ambitious attempt, to reach to every household in Meghalaya. Especially, we started our journey 18 months back, and we had limited time at our disposal, and we have utilized every bit of this time to reach to every household of Meghalaya and talk about the good work that we have done in West Bengal and the kind of good work that Meghalaya needs at this point in time. We want to ensure that Meghalaya, which is deprived of all the good governance and development all these years, despite having a double Indian government in place which BJP boasts and brag about, Meghalaya still doesn't have a single medical college. It is perhaps the only state in the country which doesn't have a single medical college. So yes, I am very optimistic and hopeful, and I hope when the results come out on the 2nd of March, a lot of people will be in for a surprise.
Some in Meghalaya, when I'm speaking to some people, they're a bit confused. They're confused because they are not sure whether they have to expect the performance of TMC in Bengal or the same old Congress that was here, because most of your members, at least the big face, Dr. Mukul Sharma, he was a congressman, and some others also. So whether it's a repackaged Congress or it will have the legacy of TMC.
It's a Congress with more vigor, more might, more fire in the belly. It's a Congress which actually walked the talk. It's a Congress which is minus the Gandhis, minus the inertia, minus the bureaucracy, and it's a Congress which actually wants to take on the medal of BJP.
And if I may say so, because many people have said this, it's also a Congress with a Bengali tag. And why I'm asking you this question, I'm not getting into whether TMC is a Bengal-based party or a national party. But in the context of Meghalaya, you know there has been ethnic violence here. And the Bengali and the local tribes, the tension has been there in Meghalaya. In that context, when your rivals keep saying this every day that TMC is a Bengali party, how do you respond to that?
No, that means that is also a testament to the fact that they have nothing political to say. When you label Trinamool Congress as a Bengali party, then you should label Congress as a Maharashtrian party, because Congress was formed in Maharashtra. So by their own logic, their own party is from Maharashtra, but that's not the case. Trinamool Congress is a national party with regional ethos. We know the people of Meghalaya better than the parties who claim themselves as a son of this very soil, who fail to stand for the people of their own state. When people are mercilessly killed, it's Trinamool and Mamata Banerjee who came and stood by the victim of Mukuru. The government didn't do anything, but for that matter, any other political party which is today in the political spectrum of this fight has not stand by any of them. So Trinamool should be judged not by others' words, by its own actions.
No, I repeat the question for the simple reason that you mentioned that Congress was born in Maharashtra. That's a fairly correct logic. But the Bengali versus tribal, the tension that happens in the northeast, not only in Meghalaya, you see this in other states also. Based on that, do you feel disadvantaged?
No, not at all. That is how you perceive upon things. Trinamool wants peace, prosperity, and tranquility to prevail in the state. And we will do what it takes. Like we said, we will revoke the border MOU, where people of Meghalaya who lived their entire life as proud residents of the state has now been forced to live as residents of another state. So this is extremely shameful. I think we need to take every stakeholder, be it small or big, into consultation. We need to hold extensive deliberations and then come to a conclusion where we are able to ensure that we are able to offer sustainable, strong, stringent solutions which are eventually sustainable in the long run, maintaining the peace and tranquility of the state.
You often mention about Conrad Sharma, the CM of Meghalaya, and you say he's a puppet. I heard your speeches, and you say that he listens to the bosses in Delhi, and specifically you mentioned Guwahati now.
Yes.
So, is that a reference to the Assam CM Himanta Biswa Sarma?
I'm not referring to anyone. I am leaving it to the wisdom of crowd to decide. You saw what happened in Mukro. What is stopping a CM to stand for its own people? To start an investigation, to initiate an inquiry, to call the people who opened fire on innocent civilians, to take the perpetrators to task. You have BJP now coming and attacking its own government. Amit Shah is coming and saying that we will take the perpetrators to task who has done corruption in the last 5 years. And BJP has run the government. So Amit Shah needs to arrest Amit Shah. Conrad needs to arrest Conrad. How is that possible? So whoever I am referring to, people knows that ultimately who is at whose command. If you are not able to act in your people's favor and you are the chief minister, then you should resign. You have no moral responsibility to be in the chair.
I'm playing the devil's advocate here. You say Conrad Sharma is a puppet, but from his side, the response is that if he had been with BJP also, but still, he fought BJP in Manipur, Nagaland, and he was the person who raised that issue of CEA here in Northeast. He also opposed that AFSA law. So by that, and now he's saying that because he opposed BJP and he's not going along with the BJP, so BJP is not his master or MPP is master. So in fact, the counter argument that they gave is that Dr. Mukul Sharma will have to listen to Mamata Banerjee or Abhishek Banerjee.
That's not the case. I said this on record and I said this in the public meeting also today, that Meghalaya will be ruled by Meghalayans, not by people of Bengal. Let BJP, the leaders who are coming from Assam or Gujarat, say this on record, that Meghalaya will not be ruled from Assam, Meghalaya will not be ruled from Gujarat, Meghalaya will not be ruled from Delhi. Let them come and say, what's stopping them? No one is stopping them. It's a democratic country. So your words has to reflect in your actions. Now, after the Mukro incident, what step has Conrad taken? Can Conrad come on record and say that I will ensure that every perpetrator is taken to task? As a chief minister, I will arrest them and take them to task. Whoever has opened fire on innocent civilians and labeled small poor workers who doesn't have an iota of land in their name as timber smugglers. I mean, how can you? Will you have the guts to apologize to the people of Meghalaya and say that I will take action? I will take action against the Home Minister of this country. I will take action against the Chief Minister of Assam. I will take action against the DGP of Assam and that particular commander who is leading that battalion. Let him come and say this on record. Trinamool will not attack. Right? Why is Trinamool saying? Because your words are not reflecting on your actions. So you should clear the air.
I was reading your manifesto also and your speeches. I heard some of your speeches. One thing I saw is that you were giving 1,000 rupees to every women in the house and also to unemployed youth 1,000 rupees. Now, many would say that this is again a free encouraging the freebie culture, or what the Prime Minister Narendra Modi says, rebel culture. So, are you in your way to win elections? You are adding to this rebel culture?
BJP has announced the same in Tripura. If BJP is endorsing that rebel culture, then how does Narendra Modi have the right to question what Trinamool is doing in Meghalaya? He should first go and convince his own leaders. I ask you, here I am playing the devil's advocate, that if BJP is endorsing what Trinamool is doing in Bengal, they want to do and implement the same in Tripura, then they have lost the right. They endorse that model. In Karnataka, Priyanka Gandhi went and said, we'll start Dear Lakshmi scheme. We'll give 2,000 rupees to every household. These are not freebies. These are people. These are the right of the people. This is what they are entitled to. You have to understand. These are people's money. We are only giving them their money. This is how you empower people. This is the ideal model of women empowerment. Rather than big talks, you have to actually walk the talk. And Trinamool is doing it. We have done it in Bengal. It's not like we are saying, give us a chance and then we'll prove ourselves. We are saying we have proven ourselves first. Now we need another chance. You see what has happened in Bengal. Mamata Banerjee said that I will give 1,000 rupees to the senior most woman of that household, 1,000 rupees every month. Now she is giving everyone in that household. So if there are 5 women members in that household, everyone is getting 1,000. And that's not a mere election gimmick. That's something which is done out of pure emotion, out of love, out of faith in people, out of your intention to give people the right they have been deprived of over the years. So if Trinamool is able to do something like this in Bengal, what is stopping BJP from executing it? Let them do.
You mentioned Priyanka Gandhi. I'm tempted to ask you this question. Priyanka Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Abhishek Banerjee, though there is some age gap, but they are by and large seen as the new age politicians, and all are fighting against BJP. So why there is no coherence among them? Why there is hardly any coordination? They are working at cross purposes. Why can't this new age young politicians they can sit together and devise a common strategy? Because most of the time you are talking about opposition unity, and especially in parliament also we saw during the Adani controversy. Why is it not happening? Why can't you pick up the phone, call up Rahul Gandhi or Priyanka Gandhi and sit down and have a common strategy?
That is something you should ask them, but only if you get a chance to interview them.
Yeah, that's what makes you different. That you are speaking to media.
No, so we have no issues from our end. We have no egos and nothing that that's stopping us from talking to the Congress. We've always appealed. And I think Congress also needs to realize that they need to keep their egos aside and work towards the larger interest of the country. So this is something you need to convince them, not me.
Have you ever tried calling them up or texting them or
I don't have them.
reaching them out?
No, I don't have them.
But you can still try through different sources, other politicians, other Congress leaders.
No, I don't believe in reaching out to them through different sources. First, you have to be in that zone of mind. And first, you have to be in that zone where you are able to understand that when you're taking on some strong dispensation like the BJP, you need to keep these little egos aside and join hands for a larger interest. If you take Goa's example, you're saying that we have not attempted to reach them. You're not saying you are trying to find out from me. But I did a press conference when we were contesting the elections in Goa way back in 2022 in the month of January or February. I did a press conference myself and I appealed to every like-minded party, specifically to the Congress. The then Vice President of Trinamool Congress, Mr. Pawan Verma, also went to meet Mr. Chidambaram, who was in charge of the Goa elections on the Congress's behalf, and said that we should come together and make sure that we're able to get our act together and succeed in defeating the BJP. So Mr. Chidambaram was very confident. He said, no, we are sufficient, we are act capable enough and we can single-handedly defeat the BJP. You saw the result. Congress had a handful of MLA and each MLA eventually shifted and switched to BJP after the results were out. So it is for them to understand and learn from their mistakes, take these things to the stride and realize that our egos and all these small things and childish things that is stopping us from serving the larger interest ultimately is proving to be detrimental and is spoiling the larger interest of the country.
Who is the harder, the Gandhis or the second round, according to you?
You are only asking me questions about the Congress.
No, I'll come to that. Because Congress has leveled a lot of allegations in terms of building that alliance.
Everyone has got the right to level allegations against anyone. So that's not an issue, that's fine. And what else do you expect from them? So you have to first understand that Congress, the way they have been acting, if ED is conducting a raid in Bengal, they are appreciating the state. Congress is doing a Padayatra in Kolkata and thanking the ED. But if ED is calling Rahul Gandhi, they are protesting outside ED's office. So this hypocrisy has to be stopped. They are compromising on the ideology, joining hands with left, acting as BJP's VT at a juncture when Bengal is going for polls, which is perhaps one of the most critical and crucial elections of that decade. And ultimately, you are helping the BJP in, defeating the Trinamool. If Bengal would have gone otherwise, the results would have gone otherwise, we would have ideally headed towards a model of one country, one political party. But we showed the world how to defeat the BJP, despite Congress and CPM joining hands. So Congress first needs to put it back together, get its house together, and understand that we first have to walk the talk. Rather than expecting something out of someone, we first have to show that gratitude and humility to others. So I think they're sensible enough, they're grown up enough, they're matured enough to understand what is best in their interest, what is right, what is wrong, and I am no lawyer or authority to advise them.
Tripura, another state where you were a player. Tripura, as you mentioned, Congress played the B team of BJP in Bengal. Congress and the CPM both said the same thing that TMC is the B team, and the allegations that they level or the kind of proof that they give that there has been a deal with the TMC because the ED rates, as you mentioned, ED is after you. So to stop that, to protect you from ED, Mamata Banerjee, Bengal CM, she has struck a deal with the BJP. The proof is that Assam CM, the West Bengal CM, and the then governor and now the vice president, Jagdeep Dhankar, they met in Darjeeling. Then now the new governor and the current Mamata Banerjee, both are praising each other. So there is a kind of new bonhomie between TMC and BJP. And that's why you are being the B team. You are troubling the left and Congress alliance in Tripura, and here also you later may help the BJP.
But had there been a deal or a bonhomie, why will Trinamool go to BJP dominated states? I can, label the same allegations against the Congress. You don't see any Congress leaders in Tripura coming from Delhi, sticking around, staying put, doing aggressive campaign. No national leader was there. No central leader was there. I can label the same allegation against the Congress that you're actually helping the BJP. You're in Meghalaya today. I'm sure you're here for some time. Did you see any Congress campaign? Did you see any Congress leaders actually, walking in the street, hitting the ground, trying to convince the people that why you should not vote for BJP and vote for other like-minded parties who can bring holistic and all-round development for the state? No. They're not in Tripura, they're not in Nagaland, they're not in Meghalaya, and they say Trinamool is BJP's meeting. But Trinamool, getting one after another ED notices. I have received 5 ED notices after the vice presidential election. Let me put this on record. I've come out of the ED office and labeled Amit Shah, attacked Amit Shah as India's biggest party. Why I said? Because Amit Shah is not giving anyone a level playing field. Will Congress have the guts to do that? Let them do. What kind of a deal is it? If Trinamool has done a deal and BJP is conducting raids after raids in Bengal, in Kolkata, in other places of the state, and attacking Trinamool leaders, and Trinamool is the only party which is going to BJP ruled states and taking them head on. I think you need to grow up.
Mr. Banerjee, you have been in Meghalaya for some time. You were in Tripura also. You are traveling across Northeast, and you are from West Bengal, and you have seen most parts of the country. What is the difference between Northeastern politics and the rest of the country? What is unique that you have felt here?
I think people embrace you here. When you come, they see you as one of their own. And the kind of roads there needs to be. BJP talks about and brags about double engine government, but actually when you travel, you will see the roads are in shambles. The infrastructure is completely disdained. And I have a feeling that BJP wants to use this Northeast narrative to help them serve and cater to their political interest. I'm not incongruent with you when you say Northeast. Why would we say Northeast? I think Meghalaya is a part of India's East. I think Assam is a part of India's East. I think Arunachal is India's East. Why Northeast? You don't label Gujarat.
I would say that this may be construed as another West Bengal's attempt to appropriate everything East.
No, because I'll tell you why. Because when you talk about Northeast, you should talk about Northwest. When you talk about Southeast, you should talk about Southwest. Is there anything called Southwest in India? Is there anything called Southeast in India? Is there anything in Gujarat is Northwest?
No, but
going by that logic,
geographically Northeast is a bit cut because of the
that
chicken.
means you're segregating the part from India. Northeast is not a direction, it's a corner. I think it's a direction. Meghalaya is as good a state as West Bengal in India. What West Bengal deserves, what Gujarat deserves, what Gujarat can deliver, what Bengal can deliver, Meghalaya can also deliver. We need to change that perception and premonition of looking upon northeastern states like that. It's not about how small Assam is or how small Meghalaya is in terms of area or size. It's a part of India. If Bengal can, why not Meghalaya? If Bengal can, why not Arunachal? Why not Nagaland? So first you have to get rid of this concept out of your mind that they are segregated. They are not a corner. They are part of this country. They are part of India. Meghalaya is India. Assam is India.
Apart from politics, now you are here for some time. So, what are the foods that you have tasted? Any particular dish? Any place that struck you and you really thought that you should come over again and again to that place? Because Northeast is beautiful. The food is awesome. Music is awesome.
I'm a big foodie, but I'm also very fond of music. I didn't have the chance to go out to many places because I've been so tied up with my political engagements all these weeks. And now that elections are only 7-8 days away, things are further intensified. So maybe after the elections, I will definitely find some time to indulge myself in the great Meghalayan cuisine and the music that they boast and brag of.
But you said you were a foodie, so what's your favorite food?
Well, I like home cooked food. I'm foodie in the sense I don't like to eat much outside, but I like everything. So anything home cooked is good.
Home cooked is a broad term. Everybody has some favorite.
You can give me good Assamese food, home cooked with love. You can give me good Bengali home cooked food with love. You can give me good Meghalaya home cooked food with love. I'm good to go.
Abhishek Banerjee, thank you so much for talking to India Today NE. It was a pleasure having you here, and all the best for your election campaign.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.